Yo, what's good with it? What's good with it? It's the homie Mac. Music, art, culture, knowledge. Reporting live from the Dogon. You know what it is. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I need them views. I need them views. I need them subscriptions, bruh. um, yes, spread it. Share this. Share this information. If you're feeling this podcast, blog, that is Mac TV. If you're rocking with me, tell your friend. We got a lot going on over here at Mac TV. But follow the Instagram at MacTV_82. The IG is popping. The Facebook group is popping. I have a link to all that in the description box. But real quick, I want to talk about ignorance in the age of information. Ignorance in the age of information. That is this session of Mac Minutes. Um, let's see. If you look at a lot of, if you look throughout history, having access to information, reading has always been a commodity. I mean, think about it. You have, my ancestors would literally get their eyes plucked out, would be whipped incessantly for trying to learn how to read. If you learn how to read, you gain access to information. If you gain access to information, you can gain power. You can gain power by thinking. By thinking. I think my dad used to always say, anyone who has become a thinker has become a threat to someone else in society. Because when you're thinking, you can't enslave a thinking man or a thinking woman. You can't put them in a box because they're going to challenge things, and they're not going to just fall for the okey doke. But real quick, we're living in the age of information. Again, in a lot of ancient societies, people didn't even have access to learning how to read. If you look at the ancient church, the origins of the church, the European church, the people, the I guess the what's the word I'm looking for? The clergymen, the people that ran the church, they were able to do that because they could read. Now, the average person in Europe who was a part of the feudal society, which is the impoverished, I guess you could Marx would classify them as Karl Marx would classify them as the lumpen proletariat. All they did was just work and do whatever the church told them to do, pretty much, or the politicians at that time. But for the most part, religion has always been a political game. The institution of the church has always been a political game. I'm not trying to speak negatively of the church. I'm just speaking on the social reality of it all. But yeah, if you're in the church, change the narrative. Change the narrative. Be servants unto the people. I mean, that's what Christ did, right? But yeah, we live. Google itself is revolutionary. We're living in an age where anything you want to know, you can learn. You can know. I mean, you got Ivy League schools that have courses online. You have different access to just information, whatever you want to know. If you want to learn how to, if you, as of now in 2020, you can learn everything from how to shoot a basketball, how to start a garden, how to go to med school or law school. You can Google it and find that the whole process can be streamlined and you can find it. My thing is this: I think in the age of information, again, let me backtrack. We're living in the age of information, and we know that the computer itself is designed after the functionality of the brain. Now, the thing is this: the brain is a huge search engine, but if you're not putting anything into that database that is the mind, the brain, there's nothing there. There's nothing there's nothing there for you to dig into. So I'm saying this: let's take the time to develop ourselves intellectually. Let's take the time to read that R word. Let's take that time to read. You know, it. Some people can say, well, Maurice, everybody doesn't have access to computers. Everybody doesn't have access to X, Y, and Z. But I'm a firm believer when there's a will, there's a way. I mean, we make time for the things that we want. We make time to go to the mall, don't we? We make time to go to a cookout, don't we? So let's not be intellectually lazy. Let's make time to develop ourselves intellectually, mentally, spiritually, the whole nine. Everything that we want, everything that we need to learn, we have access to it. You know, even if we don't directly have access to it, we have access to it by proxy. Somebody has something. Somebody has some type of resource we can tap into. But yeah, in the midst of this pandemic, I'm seeing so many false narratives spread. I'm seeing so much half-baked dystopian conspiracy theories. And somebody what might say, well, Maurice, you know, you why are you going in on conspiracy theorists? You've been doing a lot of that lately. Yeah, I've been doing it because there's been a lot of fear mongering, and there's been a lot of just straight up lies that are propagated. You know, people aren't being responsible, and I've done this in the past myself, where I shared articles before reading them, or I didn't check the credibility of the source. And my thing is, let's stop that. I have scrutinized myself. I'm trying to be more cognizant of the information that I share. In context of this pandemic, I've been sharing things from the CDC and the World Health Organization. You got people who are spreading these memes, and I think memes are like one of the worst things to happen, because people are replacing books with memes. Memes. And I'm not saying that there can't be truth in memes, but for the most part, by and large, memes are again, they're intellectually lazy. It's a cursory glance at some type of social phenomenon. It's not necessarily real or credible. Some of them are, because the CDC has memes, but for the most part, people are just spreading these memes that aren't true. You got people spreading videos of there's some guy that jumped off a balcony in the airport in Atlanta, and in the heading and the caption they said, "It's starting, Bird Box. Look, the pandemic is getting worse." And it's like, no, calm down, breathe. That video is actually 2 years old. It had nothing to do with the virus or illness outside of that man's mind. But if you're not, the average person may look at that and be like, "Oh, crap, the apocalypse is here." They waiting for the white horse and the other horsemen in the apocalypse to just walk down the street. And it's like, no, chill. We owe it to ourselves. We owe it to our communities. We owe it to our fellow man to be intellectually sincere, to be intellectually genuine, to not be intellectually lazy. If we calling ourselves leaders, or I guess people that are just activists or for the people, then we owe it to the people to be responsible with the information that we share. And I don't think people that have been disseminating false narratives, I don't even want to say that they've done it intentionally, but the fact of the matter is, it's going on. We owe it, again, we owe it to our communities to just do better, to be better. I know that conspiracies happen. A conspiracy means nothing but other than to conspire. But I think that the dichotomy is this: you have conspiracy theorists, you have conspiracy realists. One of the things that I learned from the man Steve, the great teacher, master teacher Steve Coakley, was that the dichotomy is conspiracy theorists, conspiracy realists. A conspiracy realist can substantiate their claims with evidence. Conspiracy theorists use conjecture and circumstantial evidence. It's hard to disprove circumstantial evidence. It's just because it's circumstantial. It happened, but it's circumstantial. It doesn't necessarily tie to any type of tangible reality outside of just happenstance. But yeah, again, I can't say this enough. Let's check the credibility of the articles we share. Let's spread peace. Let's spread love. Let's really look out for one another. This is the age of information. Ignorance is a choice. Whatever you want to know, you can learn. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube channel 82 Kings. Follow the movement on Instagram at MACK_TV_82. Peace and love. Hip hop debate series is on pause right now because of this pandemic. Everybody's, I'm just trying to take safety precautions. But yeah, I think just one thing in closing, I would say that when the citizenry is responsible, it challenges the government. It holds the government to a standard. But we're in a reality TV age. I think people want to be entertained more than they want to be educated. So what I'm saying is this: let's just take the time again. I know I'm repeating myself, but let's take this time to educate ourselves. I think it was to all my conspiracy theorist people, I know in the movie V for Vendetta, it said that a government should not fear. A people should not fear their government. A government should fear their people. And my thing is this: I agree. I think that we should hold our government to task. But my thing is this: if we're not being intellectually responsible, and we're not promoting critical thinking, we're going to always be at the whim at some conspiracy because we're not thinking as a whole. We're like on the allegory of the cave thing. Everything that we see, we think is real and true. But let's be intellectually curious. Let's question everything. Let's think critically. One of the most powerful things in the universe is the human brain. Let's use it. I'm out. Reporting live from the Dogon. It's going to be Mac. Peace.